It is the weekend, I'm feeling nice and cozy, and it's time for the first Empties and New Products video of 2020. It's been a couple months since I've done one of these. Sometimes things just like to run out at the same time. So I have a little bit of skincare and then I have a bit more makeup than skincare to talk to you about, so that's kind of fun. Without further ado, here are some products that I've used up recently, and I'm also going to tell you about the products that I'm using to replace them, whether I've purchased anything new, whether I would repurchase the product, and so on. So starting out with skincare, I used up my Indeed Labs NoAcid pads, which I really enjoyed. They were like a really gentle exfoliating wipe. Then I also used up the First Aid Beauty, the acne clearing pads. Now I love the First Aid Beauty, the regular facial radiance pads in like the teal packaging. Those have a very gentle lactic acid peel going on. These have salicylic acid and witch hazel, and I did not like these for my face, but they did a really good job with ingrown hairs, both on my legs and on my bikini area. So if you have a salicylic acid product that you tried on your face and it didn't work, definitely give it a try for any areas where you're prone to ingrown hairs, because that ingredient can be beneficial for that. And yeah, in terms of face exfoliator, I really like these. I just felt like I went through this really quickly. I got something new to try and I'm really excited about it. This is just a little sample size. It's not really a sample size, but it's the travel size version, but it's the SkinCeuticals retexturizing activator. And I got this in a little Christmas set. Sounds almost too good to be true, which is why I'm very excited to start testing it out. I've only ever used it once so far, so all I can really speak to is the texture and the way that it made my skin feel. But let me just read you the description, because it can explain what it's meant to do better than I can. Activates skin's regeneration response by promoting exfoliation and cell differentiation, increasing the amino acid supply, and providing simultaneous supplemental hydration to visibly diminish surface lines and transform skin into a smoother, softer, more radiant complexion. I mean, yes, sign me up, because that sounds amazing. That's exactly what I want to do to my skin. And that's definitely something I noticed when I used the product for the first time this morning. It's kind of like a hydrating and exfoliating step in one, which is really intriguing. So if it does work, I'm going to be very happy. I actually even took before photos, because after I use this up, I want to take an after photo and compare. I have a really persistent dry patch in here. The area had just been really dry and flaky, so if this can help tackle the flakiness and then also smooth out the texture. I've been talking about this for way too long now. Like half the video is going to be me talking about SkinCeuticals retexturizing activator, but anyway, I will keep you posted. The next thing I used up is the Burberry flavonoid serum, which I absolutely love, and I have repurchased it. So I'm not going to talk about this too much because I just talked about it in my skincare favorites video that I did, and then I mentioned it in my last skincare routine video that I did. I talk about this all the time. It's one of my favorite skincare products of all time. The next product I used up is the Drunk Elephant polypeptide cream. This is the Protini polypeptide cream, and I mean, it's all gone, but you can't really see inside because Drunk Elephant has that airtight mechanism, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I knew I would like it because I wanted to try it, because so many people with my similar skin type and skincare concerns loved it, and I really liked it. I was using this morning and night. I think it's a great fall winter moisturizer for me. Even though the texture is quite light, it actually felt really rich on my skin. I would repurchase it in the future, but it's not the type of product that I would need to have in my life at all times. The moisturizer I'm using right now is also a peptide moisturizer. This was sent to me by the brand Skin Regimen, and it's actually made by the same people that make Davines hair products. And the Davines hair product range is one of my favorites. I bought it at Italy in Chicago for the first time. That's the first time I kind of played around with that brand, and I loved it. If you have dry hair, their Momo range is really good, and they have really good hair oils and stuff like that. It's a really great Italian hair care range. So they came out with skincare under the name Skin Regimen. They're trying to push like the clean beauty, the clean beauty angle. Nonetheless, the Skin Regimen tripeptide cream is very good. I like this a little bit better than the Drunk Elephant Protini because the texture doesn't feel as rich on my skin. Like, it's still moisturizing, but it's that perfect texture that I could use year round. Whereas with Protini, when I tried to use it when the weather was a bit hotter, I just felt like my skin was being suffocated underneath it and I would get really oily. Whereas this has been, it has like a lighter, more refreshing texture, and it has a scent. It smells really fancy. It smells like a Tom Ford fragrance, but it's an all natural fragrance. There's no added perfume to it or anything, but that's the best way to describe it. It's got that very expensive, refreshing woodsy note that I kind of associate with some of those sexy Tom Ford private label, like those really smoky, manly scents. Not that strong, but just a whisper of that. It's a very unusual scent in a facial moisturizer, but I like it. This is an expensive product, but a little goes a long way. I feel like I usually just take a little scoop, and I take about a pea size amount, a pea size and a half, and it spreads really nicely on my entire face, and it performs really nicely under makeup as well. Now, speaking of fragrance, I have used up 2 fragrances, and I adore both of these. I would repurchase them. First is the Labo Fleur d'Oranger, number 27. It's an orange blossom scent. This is in the oil format. I like this scent better in their oil blend as opposed to their traditional eau de parfum. And this was actually the first Le Labo fragrance I ever purchased. I bought it in New York in 2015, and this was kind of like my gateway into the brand. They do they have refills for their traditional spray perfumes, but they don't have refills for their oils. I would consider buying this again at some point, but there are a lot of, like, this isn't that mind-blowing. There are a lot of really, really good orange blossom, citrus blossom scents on the market, and I would be happy to explore some others before going back to this, but I really did enjoy this. Then the other fragrance that I used up is actually a fragrance that both my husband and I wear. This was kind of like a shared favorite between us, and we will definitely be repurchasing this because it's one of my husband's all-time favorite scents, and it's the Malin and Goetz Vetiver. There's this beautiful freshness to it. There's celery seed in there, there's citrus, there's also cardamom, and there's some smoke. So it's just this beautiful balance between woodsy and fresh. I have not purchased anything new, but the fragrance that I'm currently trying to use up is a fragrance that I love, and it's a beautiful winter daytime fragrance for me, and it's Rose 31 by Le Labo. I purchased this in 2015 as well. It's a very smoky rose, so there's like a woodsy, smoky element to it. So it's not a traditional, cozy, warm winter fragrance. It's more smoky and fresh. All right, now let's move on to some makeup. I finally used up my Burberry Fresh Glow. Here it is in all its glory. I really enjoyed this. This is one of the products that I wanted to use up for my 2019 Project Pan. This is a really beautiful, lightweight, water-based primer with a bit of shimmer running through it. So this was one of the few products that does have shimmer added to it that I was able to use on my whole face, and it did not make me oily, which is what I really enjoyed. It just really gave my skin a really fresh and dewy look, and it kind of radiated through whatever foundation I put on top without making me feel greasy. Still a product that I would recommend to somebody that's oily combination skin and that's looking for a beautiful illuminating primer. And I would revisit it happily, but I'm trying to work through some products that I have right now, so I haven't repurchased. I haven't bought a new highlighter. But I did get a small decant of Dina's Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, so that's keeping me happy for now. For more of a day-to-day underneath makeup type of illuminating primer situation, I've been mixing these two, and this is the Armani Prima Glow Enhancer Oil and Gel. I feel like I've been talking about this product for a long time. I mean, this is my second bottle that I've gone through, and I also used this on my wedding day. I absolutely love it. It's like an oil in gel primer, as the name suggests, and while you can use this all over your face if you're more dry, I just use it on the high points of my cheeks, and then I've been mixing this on top to get a bit of sheen, a bit of more shimmer, because this is just a straight up oil and gel type of texture. This is like Glossier Future Dew. This was like the OG Glossier Future Dew, I felt like, because that's exactly like the look that people get when they put Glossier Future Dew on top of them. That's kind of what I was achieving with this. And if I want just a bit of like a more of a shimmer mixed in, I applied this on top, and this is the Sicily Fido Twist in the shade 4 Glow. This is a really subtle stick highlighter, and while I don't like to wear this on top of makeup, it just does something really beautiful and smoothing underneath makeup. So with the Armani together, it just creates such a beautiful, refined, smooth glow. And that's just been something that I've been doing to tide me over, because I don't want to buy anything new, and whenever I'm tempted to try new makeup, I like to stop myself and maybe try and play with a new combination with things that I already have. And I did use up 2 foundations. I used up by Terry Sheer Expert, which was one of my favorite foundations, which is now sadly discontinued. And then I used up my YSL All Hours foundation, which again, I really enjoyed. This is my favorite, like more long wearing, medium to full coverage formula. I don't use these types of formulas that much anymore. I'm very much like a light to medium coverage girl now. But if I had a really special occasion where I really wanted my makeup to look very flawless and to last a long amount of time, this is a foundation that I would go to and I would 100% repurchase. There is a new foundation that actually I just received from the brand. I did not buy this with my own money. I'm wearing it today. It's the Origins Pretty in Bloom SPF 20 foundation. It claims to be a long wear foundation. It's nice. I really like the packaging. I feel like it's really travel friendly. In terms of performance, it reminds me a lot of Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. So I think if you're a fan of Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, you might really enjoy this. I would give it a 3 out of 5. For me, this does cling to dry patches pretty quickly. It does have physical sunscreen, which is nice. It's a nice extra layer of assurance. It has titanium dioxide and zinc oxide in it. I use the shade 220 Light Warm. I don't find the oil control to be amazing, even though it claims to be a long wearing foundation, but it does stay on really nicely. It breaks down just on those dry patch areas. I like it enough to keep using it, and I'm excited to try to figure out different ways to mix it and make my own little concoctions so that I can love it and enjoy it and use it up. So that's it for base products. For eyelashes, I used up 2.5 mascaras, 2 full size and 1 mini travel size. The Burberry Cat Lashes mascara. This is not the original Cat Lashes. This is the new formula, which was like the jet black version, I think. Ultra Black Burberry Cat Lashes mascara. I did not like this as much as I did the original Cat Lashes, and I think the original Cat Lashes is now discontinued. It just did not hold a curl at all, and it had a bit of fallout by the end of the day, so I wasn't really blown away by it. Mascara that I really love is the Covergirl Exhibitionist mascara. This is so good. If you like L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, you will love this. I like it a little bit better because the tube lasted longer. It didn't dry out as quickly as the L'Oreal did. I also used up the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill. This was a little sample. This makes my lashes look so good when I first apply it. Just really beautiful, fluffy, voluminous lashes. But unfortunately, this transfers like crazy. So I bought a new eyelash curler, which I've been so happy with. I had one by Japanesque, and unfortunately it broke. So I bought the Kevyn Aucoin lash curler about 2 months ago. Eyelash curlers are a very personal thing because it depends on your eye shape and it depends on your eye shape and how curved your eyeball is. This one is absolutely perfect. It fits perfectly. It gives me a really nice curl without having to try too hard. The curl is long lasting. I'm very happy with it. I wanted to try the Glossier Lash Slick Mascara again. I was obsessed with this mascara when it first launched. I bought it as soon as it came out. Even though I'm wearing a Glossier hoodie, I'm not a Glossier cult member. Anyway, I go through phases with my lashes. Sometimes I want a voluminous lash. Sometimes I just want length and separation, and this is definitely more of a length and separation mascara, and it's like a Your Lashes but better type of mascara. The result is really natural, and I love that, and it's also a really great mascara if you're somebody that usually struggles with mascara staying on. This lasts so long. This never flakes. When I was using it in the summertime, it never flaked on me. I bought a tube and took it on a tropical vacation, and it didn't smudge, didn't budge. It's amazing, but at the same time, it's not waterproof, so it removes quite easily. I just use my La Roche-Posay eye makeup remover to take it off. I'm just really happy to have this in my life again. I almost forgot how much I loved it, but I love it. Let's move on to eyeshadows, and I have to say goodbye to one of my favorite eyeshadow topper products, Chanel New Moon. The time has finally come to say goodbye because this just totally dried out, and it also stinks. Like, I would not put this anywhere near my eyes, but it was such a beautiful product. I think they might still sell it directly on the Chanel website. I do want to branch out and try other formulas. This was the Illusion d'Ombre formula, and as you can see, it just falls right out. It's so dry. It's just past its prime. Instead, I got some eyeshadows for Christmas, which is really exciting. Trio of the Hourglass Scattered Light Shadows. These came in a little Christmas gift set, and they are very, very beautiful. I used the shade Foil before. I'm not wearing them today, but I probably should, although it feels like a bit much since I'm wearing a hoodie. But I'm sure you've seen these before. I think you can buy all of them except for one of these colors. I think only one of the colors was limited edition, but these are the colors. This is Molten, and then this is the color Ray. I don't know if this trio is still available. It's probably not, but they're just really, really beautiful, shimmery eyeshadow topper. And then the other thing that I got is this Armani Eyes to Kill Stellar, and this is in the color number 2, and it's a really beautiful taupey color. It has some glitter in it, but it's definitely more refined than the Hourglass ones. It's not so in your face. It's a little bit more subtle. Although I will miss Chanel New Moon, it's nice to get some freshness in my makeup collection. And the last thing that I used up is my NARS Lodi lip pencil. This is another one of my Project Pan 2019 items. This is a satin lip pencil by NARS. It was a really beautiful coral color with it's like a peachy coral, and I loved mixing this in with like rosy nude lipsticks. I loved the effect, and I have not repurchased this just because I have so many other similar colors in my collection. So instead, I will be focusing on using up this product. This is the YSL, the Slim Sheer in the color 112, and it's what I'm wearing today. Everything that I used to try and do by mixing NARS Lodi with more dusty rose nude lipstick, I can just achieve with one product, which I really, really love. And this formula is really, really nice. It's kind of like the Glossier Generation G lipsticks, but better. It's a bit more pigmented and a lot more moisturizing. This actually feels so nice and moisturizing on the lips. I know that they say that this like rectangle applicator is supposed to be better and more precise, but I don't feel like it helps. I think I prefer the traditional lipstick bullet shape, but anyway, this product is so beautiful. And it's the perfect balance between like a peachy coral and a rosy pink, which is just, this is the type of lip color that I'm really, really into right now. You can use a more brownie nude lip liner underneath if you want to make it more earthy. You can add a gloss on top to make it pop. I love it so much. So yeah, I'm going to be focusing on using this up instead, and I have so many other peachy coral lipsticks in my collection. I won't be buying this anytime soon, but I did enjoy it, and I'm glad that I got to use it up. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know what stuff you've been using up and what you're planning on purchasing in 2020. Are you on a no buy? Are you on a low buy this year? What is your beauty shopping mantra going into 2020? Can't wait to catch up with you in the comment section below. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.